So there are some kind of like philosophical power questions I want to talk to you about. But first, let's talk about the fight. We're finally getting to see it. Diaz, Conor McGregor 2. I know that the timing of this, initially, I know when you wanted Conor McGregor to fight, but now that it's worked out this way, are you almost glad because now you have such an enormous event coming up after the enormous event that was UFC 200?
Yeah, everything happens for a reason. So, yeah, it worked out. It worked out.
We're talking with Dana White. Dana, for people that maybe are watching The Herd but haven't seen Conor McGregor recently or don't remember what happened in the first fight, how do you expect, what do you think this fight's going to look like?
I think the fight's going to look a lot like the first fight. I mean, the reality is this is one of those fights. It's not for the belt. It's two dogs who love to fight. These guys, Conor McGregor, his opponent fell out. Nate Diaz was saying, I want this fight. McGregor said, let's do it. He moved up 30 pounds to fight Nate Diaz, and the fight was awesome. Conor dominated the first round. Diaz has an unbelievable chin. Conor started to gas in the second round, and Diaz is one of those guys, as soon as he smells blood in the water, as soon as he thinks you're tired, as soon as he thinks you're hurt, he jumps on you, and that's what he did with Conor in the first fight. The first fight was awesome, and I expect the second fight to be the same.
In your opinion, I know you don't really root in these things, but is it better for UFC if Conor wins, or are you totally agnostic?
Yeah, well, whoever wins, wins. I mean, that's the way it's been for us since day one. People have always said, oh, what if this guy, anybody can win in this sport on any given day. Anything is possible. And whoever wins, wins. And on to the next fight.
So that
win, lose, or draw for Conor, he's the 145-pound champion. So he's going to go back and defend his title, win, lose, or draw.
So what you just alluded to, or what I alluded to also, I guess, has always been an interesting thing. I feel like there are these big stars in UFC, and then whether it's Ronda Rousey or whomever, they lose. And then people ask you what this means for the sport. Is this bad for the sport?
Right.
And it seems like your answer is consistent that part of the beauty of the sport is that those people lose, is that
exactly.
No one is untouchable, right? Like that is one of the things that makes it different from other combat sports or really other sports in general, where if you do get to the top of the mountain, that time at the top of the mountain can be very quick and can end very abruptly.
Absolutely. That's what makes combat sports so exciting. When you talk about other sports, you're talking about boxing. In boxing, the best never fight the best. They avoid each other for years. They try to suck out as much money as they can. In this sport, the best always fight the best. We always put on the big fights that the fans want to see.
We're talking with Dana White, UFC 202. This weekend in Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. It's this Saturday. You think it's going to break the record for pay-per-views?
I do. It's trending that way. It looks like these guys broke the record last time, and it looks like it looked like 200 was going to break their record. Then John Jones fell out, and it looks like these guys will break their record again.
We're talking with Dana White. All right, I want to just ask you some philosophical questions about power, because if you wanted to be, you could basically run the UFC with an iron fist. Like you don't have a union to really combat with. There's no one else trying to, steal your throne, so to speak. But you are pretty judicious with how you wield your power. I don't think that's something that maybe other people in your position are as judicious as. How hard is it to not go over the top, or to not, it sounds awkward, but almost be drunk with the fact that what you say goes? How hard is it to keep yourself in check in that regard?
Well, I try to be as fair as possible with everybody. And listen, at the end of the day, I have over 500 fighters under contract, and I'm not going to say I like all of them, because I don't. There's a lot of people that I like a lot, and there's some people that I don't like at all. But we don't have to be friends to do business together. And you do the best you can do. You can't make everybody happy all the time. And you're going to have guys who, feel like I'm that guy that has all the power and wields it in a bad way. But, believe me, if I have to deal with over 500 different personalities, egos, and we do the best job we can do.
I know you're not the commissioner of the UFC, but let's just call you. I mean, you're the UFC president. Do you have a relationship with the commissioners of the other major sports?
I don't. You know, the other major sports are completely different than what we do. They're team sports. This is an individual sport and combat sport. And I would say that I'm completely different than any other commissioner in all these other sports.
Do you think if any of the I want to talk about Roger Goodell for a moment. I know you're a big Patriots fan, so you probably didn't love what happened with Deflategate and what happened with Tom Brady. If Roger Goodell came to you and said, "Hey, Dana, what's one piece of advice you would give me on how I can do a better job, especially when it comes to my public perception and player discipline stuff?" What advice would you give him?
I'm a huge Patriots fan. I'm a huge Kraft fan. I'm a huge Brady fan. But at the same time, I understand the Goodell side of it too. I don't think that I could have any advice for Goodell because what he has to deal with on a daily basis is completely different than what I deal with on a daily basis. And as tough as some of my guys and girls are to deal with, I would much rather deal with my people than the NFL. Believe me. I have absolutely no advice for him. You guys don't understand. Listen, this is the guy that goes out. All the money that is generated every year in the NFL. Goodell's out there cutting those deals, and he's putting in a lot of hard work, and at the same time being distracted by all the things that you have to deal with again, different egos and personalities and trouble and problems that are happening, and that's just what you see that makes the news. That doesn't include the stuff that never gets out. It's a hard job. It's a very hard job, and I wouldn't point the finger at any other commissioner in any other sport and act like I know better and I do it better.
What's the hardest part of your job?
The hardest part of my job. Realistically, the hardest part of my job is traveling. You know, you travel so much and there's so much work to do and so many things to get done, and I'm not 30 anymore. It was a lot easier when I was 30 years old. But, I would say getting the job done, doing all the work, and then putting the traveling on top of it.
Was there ever, we're talking with Dana White, again, UFC 202 this week in T-Mobile Arena in Vegas, the big attraction, the main event, Conor McGregor against Nate Diaz. Also, though, the co-main event, a 3-round light heavyweight fight between Anthony Johnson and Glover Teixeira. Did you consider at all after the sale of buying an island and walking away?
No, I'm not done. Like I said, I'm not 30, but I'm not 60 either. I just turned 47. I love this sport, and what I love the most is 15 years ago, you see interviews with me saying, "Watch what we do in the next 10 years." Well, let me say it again. Watch what we do in the next 10 years. I'm excited.
So that's interesting to me. We just had John Lynch on, and I asked him when he got drafted what success was for him, like what his goals were. When you were getting this thing going, for you, what would success have been? Like when you pictured it in your mind's eye, if we can become X, I will have done my job.
To make this the biggest sport in the world.
Oh, so you haven't done it yet?
Nope. Not even close.
That's
not even close.
All right, so that's fascinating. I want to stay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just the announcements that we're going to make in the next 3 months are so awesome. They're going to blow everybody's minds, man. And this is what I love. I love building. I love winning. I love the grind and getting in every day and making this thing bigger and better and making all the athletes more money.
All right, let's make one of those announcements right now. What do we got? What's going on? Come on.
In the next 3 months. In the next 3 months, we're going to be popping out announcements.
How about the next 3 minutes? How about just one? Give a little one. Just a little one.
We're not ready.
Oh,
we're
you're
not
ready.
I don't announce till we're ready.
You're just waiting for Colin to come back.
Things are done. I announce.
Dana White's with us. You're a great story, man. And by the way, the least surprising part of this interview is that you and Rob Manfred and Roger Goodell and Adam Silver don't hang out together. Like that was. All right, Dana. So
the one thing that we all have in common is we have no time.
There's one other thing you all have in common. Come on.
What's that?
Well, how about this? You drive really nice cars.
Yeah, we got some nice cars.
Congratulations on the success. I know it's a while back now, but congratulations on the sale. And God bless you, man. Like you keep saying you're not 30 anymore, but a lot of people after that moment would say, okay, my work here is done. I have now set up generational wealth, and I don't need the headache of anything anymore. The fact that you're saying your initial goal still hasn't been met, if you're a fight fan, that's exciting because clearly the fire is still there. The fight this weekend should be awesome. I'm planning to drive to Vegas to check it out. Thank you, Dana.
Awesome.
I appreciate the time.
I appreciate it. Hey, one more thing.
Yeah.
Live and free this weekend, too. The pay-per-view card is great, but Cody Garbrandt, up-and-coming star, fights for free live on Fox Sports 1. Check it out.
There you go. Thank you very much. I probably should have promoted that since those are the people that pay me. So thank you for doing that for me. Thank you, Dana.
All right, buddy.
Awesome.
See you guys.
There's Dana White.